Dr. Amanda here, and today we're making sauerkraut. I love sauerkraut because it's so good for a healthy gut. It's full of enzymes and beneficial bacteria and good nutrition that's easy to digest. And the best part about sauerkraut is that it's inexpensive and super easy to make. So let's get started. I've started with 2 large heads of cabbage, and I've already cut the cabbage into thin strips. You're also going to need 3 cups of water. I've separated the water and put 2 cups in a bowl and 1 cup separate. I've taken 3 tablespoons of salt and I've dissolved the salt in 2 cups of water. I've also taken 1 cup of water and combined a starter culture. I'm using Caldwell's starter culture, and the reason I'm using a bacterial starter is so that I get more strains of good bacteria in my final product, and I also get a more delicious, more consistent sauerkraut every time. So once you've added the starter culture to the cup of water, you're going to want to let that sit for 8 to 10 minutes. Just let it rest. The next step is we're going to take both our brine and our starter culture, and we're going to pour those into our 2 large heads of cabbage. And now the fun begins. Next step is we're going to get our hands a little dirty. We have to get into the cabbage and break it up and release some of the water, break up some of the cellular components of the cabbage to really get it ready to ferment into sauerkraut. Once we've mixed it and broken it down with our clean hands for about 10 minutes, this is what it should look like. The final step is to transport our mixture into a fermentation crock. I'm using a fermentation jar today, but you could also use a crock, or you could even use a mason jar, as long as there's a little bit of air that is allowed to get into the product. So we're going to transfer all of our mixture over. Okay, so once you've got all the cabbage in the jar, you want to press it down because we want all of our liquid to cover all of our cabbage. So we're going to pour the liquid in that's remaining in our bowl, and we want to make sure that the liquid covers the cabbage. Now the next thing that you want to do is you really want to put a weight on top of our cabbage mixture so that we make sure that all of it stays underneath the water while it's fermenting. Finally, we'll add our lid, and we're going to let this sit for 7 to 10 days at room temperature. At that point, you can take it out of your crock, you can seal it, you can put it in jars in your refrigerator, and you can eat it if you like. The longer you let it sit in your refrigerator, the more flavor that the sauerkraut is going to have. So some people like to wait an additional 6 to 8 weeks before they eat their sauerkraut. I hope you enjoyed our tutorial today. And so for more information and more videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel or visit wbhclinic.com.